hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be Action versus Ample here on In the Way of an Eddy. Bottom right side, it's going to be a red Terran. It is Ample, an excellent TVZ player. And on the top left, we have Action. Who's playing the pink Zerg player today? Or maybe peachish? Maybe light pink? Very, very light pink? I don't know, man. What color is this to you? Light peach maybe? I don't know. So it's a TVZ on In the Way of an Eddy. Got this replay from RJB of RJB TV fame. Got expansions here, but you need to destroy the NORAD before a command center will fit here to prevent command centers from being built here and lifted off in a very, very safe expansion for Terrans. North and south have the same thing. And we got expansions all over the place, right? Right. What is this doodad? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it is weird. It's got a lot of high ground. A lot of wide open space for Zergs for surrounds. I kind of feel like it's a balanced map, but we don't see it very much. So probably there's an imbalance problem with it, right? Right. Hatch first in it. Here is Action on this giant 4-player map. And Barracks coming down now at 1 minute and 26 seconds for Ample. Man, I like Ample. He is quickly rising the ranks of my own personal rankings of StarCraft players just because of his TVZ. He likes drops. He knows timings. He is excellent with micro, excellent with macro, and he's taken down Zergs left and right here on this channel. So Hatch first in it. SCV scouting the right way. Well, it's the right way no matter where you go, and you're extra right if you cross-spawn scout. Same thing for you, little drone. Terror the Overlord. Yeah, it's nice and dark and, you know, a little bit of humidity here. I know you like that very much, Terry. He's uncomfortable on desert maps. SCV just... Are there lings? Are there lings coming in? No? Okay, we're going to put down a supply depot. We're going to start a marine. It's super scary, right? Playing against a Zerg player. It's like, is it a pool first play? Is it a pool first play? Please don't let it be a pool first play. Gotta play it safe, because it could be a pool first play. But nope. He scouts it and says, okay, it's a hatch first. Let's go ahead and throw down a command center, because the pool is not done yet. Hooray! Praise everything. Third hatch coming in, which can be a bit of a tell for a bunch of mutas coming out here. We're looking at 9 mutas on a timer here for Action. But Ample knows what it is. He knows what that timer is. He's going to be prepared for it. He's going to be ready for it. He's got a second base. Probably won't go for a third base super anytime soon. He needs an engineering bay at some point. He's going to want to throw up some turrets. Get a bunch of Marines pushed out here. Get range on them if you can. The range upgrade is really useful against mutas, but if you don't have it, especially defensively, you're not going to be in the worst position in the world. So, yeah, that's your tell, right? You get in there, you're like, okay, that's a macro hatch. SCV's like, well, I don't have to go home and... really don't have to go home until Ling speed is done, and that's not even happening, because this first 100 gas is going to go right for a lair. This is an important moment, too. And it's a lair. Okay. Oh, but the lair's coming up inside the natural base. It's a fake out. It's a fake out. Dude, SCV, you got to scout it. Come on, Ample, get in there. And he is. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So he comes in, sees, yes, lair timing there. So it's lair before metabolic boost. Muta timing's going to be a little bit faster. Gas, yep, about now. There it is. Gas coming in quite nicely. SCV knows he's dead, but he knows these minerals will never fall into the hands of the enemy. How cool would that be if workers that were killed when they were holding minerals or gas dropped the minerals and gas as drops that enemy workers could pick up? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Would you bring in a SCV along with you when you're attacking a Zerg and like kill all these drones and then little minerals dropping down here, you go pick them up? Right, like in the campaign? Oh, that'd be interesting. I like that idea. I like it very much. Maybe somebody can make a map where that is a possibility. It wouldn't change a lot, I don't think, but it would just be kind of a weird novelty, right? I think it would. So, Ling's cruising on out, Spire on the way. Like I said, that second gas is saturated here. And then we've got some larva popping up from that third as well. Metabolic boost coming in. So you don't need your turrets until that Spire is done. You really want to start the turrets about when the Spire is done. Not necessarily like immediately when the Spire is done, but pretty soon after you're starting to play with fire if you don't get those things on the way. Right, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. If you hit the notification bell, I can't promise you YouTube's going to notify you because YouTube kind of sucks at that. But I don't know, there's a chance it'll notify you when a new video posts. Every one of those 6 days a week, there's new StarCraft Brood War content. And hey, it'll tell you who's playing and what the map is and all sorts of interesting stuff. And then you can choose to watch it or not. Not a terrible system, I don't think. But yeah, 6 times a week, new Brood War stuff. Most of these games never seen before. They might have been played on like an Africa TV stream or something, but no one's cast it. And if anyone has, it wasn't cast in English, that's for sure. So third base coming up top right side. That is the cool thing about this channel. It's games you've never seen before. Some of them are. Some of them are old classics, like Flash vs. Jaedong on Tal Cross, which I have cast but 3 times on this channel. Because, man, it is the most popular thing in the entire history of StarCraft, apparently, because, by golly, I get tons of views for that one. Like, 8,000 times more views than I normally get on a random video, even if it does feature, like, Jaedong and Flash, man. Anyway, Hydralisk Den coming in, wants some lurkers to defend this base, which, weird thing, right? Because lurkers on the low ground defending against incoming units is tough. But what you can do is kind of put the lurkers across this area and cover this base, and cover this base with them. You need more lurkers for it than the 2 on other maps where there are narrower ramps leading into your third base, but I don't know. There's some trade-offs here, that's for sure. So mutas are out, perfect scan. Ample scanned those mutas right as they were flying out. That's amazing. Ling's checking to see where the stupid SCV went. He wants to scout to see if there's a base over here. Just gathering intel. Can you blame him for that? Yes, yes, you can. Mutas, careful, these Marines, very scary. They've got medics coming in for support too. They've got stim, you can hear that. Lurker aspect and a Queen's Nest on the way from action during all of these mutalisk shenanigans. So it is a lot of mutas, right? There's 11 here with another one on the way, so at least 12. There's the stack, but man, that's a lot of Marines. Let's see if they have the range upgrade. I wasn't watching the production tab. I think they do, because it really... If it's not here now, Ample should be starting it, and he's not. So yeah, I'm going to go with range is done, stim is done. Is that +1 attack done? Yeah, +1 attack is done. The mutas are 0-0 boys right now. Yeah, so we're trading like a couple Marines for a mutalisk. And statistically, economically, that's a pretty good trade for the Terran, I gotta say. This is Ample, man. He is destroyer of Zerg's third bases. But here comes a bunch of Lings on the support. The mutas have to engage here. Oh, it's a lot of Marines dead, but not enough. Another muta goes down. There are still 10 of them here. It's not like there's no mutas remaining. That's 9. Trying to get really nice stacks where you get a hit off and get out of there without taking too many hits at all. Those were good. Pretty good. The Marines kind of split up. Oh, and Action is able to hold his third base. Wait, is he? There's only 2 Marines here. It feels like he can do it. Okay. Yeah, all right, fair enough. So these medics are dead too. He holds on to the third base, but for how long? Round 2. Well, I was thinking about going in there, but then all the medics died, and the Marines were like, well, we don't have any medics we're returning to, then what is the point? What are we working on here today? Fair and reasonable question. All right, so what is it? 71 to 69 total supply. Action is up, which is nice. Action is an excellent Zerg macro player. His hive's already done at 9 minutes, like a while ago done. Is he getting anything hivey? Is he getting Adrenal? Adrenal would be cool. Instead, he goes for a Defiler Mound, which is fine. Getting a Nidus too. He's like, I really need to be able to defend this third base from over here. It'd be nice. It'd be friggin' awesome too. There's your Nidus. So Ling Muta for now. What is the further... I mean, obviously, adding some Defilers into this stuff. Yes, obviously adding some Plague, adding some Dark Swarm. We know how good that is. Without it, sure, you can beat a Terran, but beating an elite Terran like Ample? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, that was a big moment in that game. To save that third base, we've seen Ample kill Zerg's thirds before, and what follows after is not pretty. Not even a little bit pretty. Whoa, the mutas are like, what up, nerds? We replaced the mutas that died. There's 11 of us. Take this, SCVs. Take this, missile turret. No one likes you. Well, the Terran likes them. I don't like you at all. There's a trap up here. There's a trap up here. Ah! Losing. Oof, went from what? 11 there down to 8. So, I mean, not bad, actually. Do they have upgrades? No. He's just like 0-0 mutalisks are the answer to everything in StarCraft. Answer to this whole matchup. Mutas come in. I mean, this is absolutely brutal for Ample. His worker count is getting decimated. I might be using that word correctly. He might have lost 10% of his workers during this. Ample's also cruising across the map, cross-spawn, being like, all right, look, if you've invested this much into mutalisks, you can't really have Dark Swarm yet. And that's a lie, because Consume's almost done, and Defilers are out, and there are some Lings they can consume, which, there you go. I was going to say, they are not, oh, did he do an why'd you do an Overlord? Misclick. Okay, these are consumed Lings. Irradiate's going down, Dark Swarm gets popped, Apple's got to pull back. Very traditional stuff here. Lurkers, Dark Swarm, Marines, not friends. They are not at all. Plague's coming in here too. Got some of that Plague Ooh waiting for you. There's the drops. There's that dropship stuff I was talking about. Ample likes drops more than any Terran player that I cast. Especially in TVZ. Zergs, I don't know. A lot of elite Terrans are just kind of like, I don't like dropships because they're going to have Scourge out anyway. And they're going to be chasing down my science vessels. And if my dropship full of Marines gets wiped out by Scourge, I just kind of lose the game if that happens more than, you know, a couple times. Maybe even more than once. I don't know, man. So, obviously, the flash way to win this matchup is to keep your science vessels alive. He's the best player in the world at doing that. Ample's pretty good at it. I mean, nobody's good at it as Flash is. He keeps them alive to the point that he's got like 18 of them at the 20-minute mark of a game, and you're just like, how? How are you pumping them so fast, and how are none of them dead? Well, it's because he pays extraordinarily close attention to his science vessels. Okay, so the dropships are here, so you're like, okay, so we can't come through this way, but what if we dropped here? And that's what these Scourge are waiting for. Are they, though? The Scourge are not really in position to deal with a drop here. There's the load up sound, which I'm pretty sure Ample can't hear. These Scourge are not in position to do anything about it. Where are you? Okay, dropships are heading south. Bye! I guess he's worried about Ling run-bys or something. He's got his third base in construction along that right side. Ah, huge Plague! We actually caught the animation, but not the sound. That's weird. Science vessel dead. Science vessel, ooh, almost dead. Takes one hit, not dead. Half dead. There's the numbers there. Oh, the drop. This is what I'm talking about. The dropships get scouted out. Gotta unload our 1-1 Marines in the middle of Nowheresville, because otherwise they would all be dead. Metasynaptic node on the way from the Zerg. Working on some vultures. Okay, some spider mine play. Coming in here too, and by that I mean, I don't know if there's any spider mines, but Dark Swarm is here. Dark Swarm lurkers right on the natural base. And Ample doesn't have, he's too far away to really defend this. His army is so far away from home. Dude, action, that was such a gutsy move. He didn't come in with a ton of Lings. He came in with like a few and a lurker too. And then Dark Swarmed right on this natural base while Ample was deciding what to do about this third base or possibly denying a fourth. Wow, worker count is 45 to 45. Ample's done a really good job replacing the SCVs that have died here, but losing all of the mining from your natural base is not really all that sustainable. Oh, free lurkers is nice, though. Okay, catching some reinforcing units as they try to join the front. Finally, science vessels come down, irradiate. They don't irradiate the defiler, which I find hilarious. Oh, focusing down the ComSat station, too, is so smart. So they got it. Like, second to last breath there. Little Dark Swarmling defense up at the fourth base that maybe action is going for here. This is good. Ample's up 136 to 115 supply. Mutas are still alive, but they get caught up on this barracks. Dude, there's no turret at your third base? He thought he'd taken care of the mutalisks for good. It is, well, they're, okay, so they're dead now. It is a little bit weird for mutalisks to be alive in any numbers at 14 minutes. In a TVZ. Oh, it's a lot of Lings rolling in, though. Oh, they were holding on until the Dark Swarm came in. Tale as old as time there. plaguing 2 of the science vessels. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. No, the mutas are dead. No, Ample. Ample, it's kind of falling apart for you here, buddy, but you are up 140 to 112 supply, and you have more workers than the Zerg player does. In some magical fashion. I don't know what it is. There's maybe an attack that I missed up this way. Maybe some boxer maneuvering. Who can tell? Where are you going? Why are you heading south? Are you worried about these lings? I would be worried about this. Absolutely. SCV sees some lings, a lurker, and a defiler wander down to the south here. Spider mines, no, getting cleared out. The tides, they are turning. Is he mech transitioning? Yeah, okay, he's absolutely mech transitioning. I thought this was just a handful of vultures. No. Is the transition point, is it too vulnerable? Here for Ample, does he not have enough? Did Action sniff this out perfectly? Oh, or is the mech stuff gonna work here for Ample? I don't know. I've seen Ample win this matchup with Bio before, but maybe he's like, this is too much. Ooh, good hit Spider Mine there. Maybe he's just like, this is too much. This is too fast with the Dark Swarm, too fast with the Plague. I gotta start getting some mech units out here, but the Ultralisks have joined the party. There are a bunch of them, too. With 2 more in that production tab. This is falling apart so quickly. Look, the mech works. I know everybody watching this is like, the mech works against this. And it does, but you gotta have enough tanks for it to work, and there just aren't enough yet. It's free defiler, maybe? Nope, get the Dark Swarm up. Okay. And it's a beautiful plague off. Action is playing very well here. These irradiated ultras are not doing any favors for themselves or their friends. Just kind of hanging out. 1 Ultralisk versus a lot of Marines. The Marines took it down. They've got +1/+1. It's a played group of Marines in the middle of the map here. Never a good thing. Ultras are sitting on what? +1 attack and +1 armor. So not the craziest upgrades. You don't have chitinous plating yet, nor is it being researched. These are very, very weak Ultralisks. How interesting. Yeah, Tutu's not on the way from Ample because, well, obviously he's going for tanks and stuff. He's making 3 tanks at a time. Spider mines are problematic. There's 1, 2 siege tanks back here. She's spread them so thin. The vultures do their explosive damage, tickling this Ultralisk to death. God, another science vessel dead. Pull it back into the spider mines, boys. Stop. Okay, they got it. Vultures killed an Ultralisk. I really haven't seen that very much in this on my channel, have I? But it's 139 to 113 supply, and dude, Action is looking mighty, mighty fine here. Yeah, he's just up too much at this point. An irradiated Ultralisk in amongst your SCVs. Never a good feeling for any Terran player ever. It's 4 bases. 5 bases here. This has been under attack at some level. I don't know, man. It's more workers for the Terran, but he just doesn't. There it is. GG! And Action takes down Ample. He just hit him at the perfect time. It was a mech transition attempt from Ample, which I haven't seen him do very much. And it was beautiful. He came in, he brought some lings and lurkers and Dark Swarm and said, bam, your natural base is mine now. Completely shut it down. And there was nothing that Ample could do about it. He was up this way. He almost got through to take down this 3rd base. If he could have done that, the game would have been completely different. He stayed up here for a while, trying to find a window, trying to find a way he could wipe this thing out. But the Scourge were in. Dropships probably weren't getting in there. Plus, there were Sunkens. And I guess denying this 4th base was a big part of what he was doing, too. But eventually, he had to go home. And then Action expanded there, no problem. Yeah, I mean, whew. Action looking good. He's got more mutas out. He probably made the most mutas of anyone I've ever seen that didn't bother with any upgrades for mutas at all. What did he make? He had like 12, and then he made a bunch more. And then he made more on top of that. And I think these are even more on top of that. I guess that's an 8 kill. These mutas have maybe been around for a minute. These might have been harassing some mineral lines. Maybe these dudes were. And then they're back for more. They're all regened on their health. Yeah, so Ling Ultra with some muta support, plaguing science vessels. Obviously, Ample did not do a great job keeping science vessels alive in this game. It's hard, but man, I think every one of them is dead. So that's not going to work out for you at all. He just was never... So the time to transition between mech... Well, between bio and mech is that you need to get through that time where you're vulnerable, where you have a bunch of Marines, but they don't have great upgrades because you're saving that gas for mech. You don't have many tanks yet. You don't have many Spider Mines. Maybe Spider Mines hasn't been researched yet. But I think Action just sniffed it out, just completely sniffed it out. Came in here, shut it down, and then from there, I think the game was won. It was won here at this natural base. Well, it was one over here on the third base of Action didn't die, but it was also one here at the natural base of Ample while he was at it. So great. Like, truly great display there from Action. He's a great Zerg player. Really, if you're a fan of Actions, there are worse players you could be fans of, for sure. He's awesome. So 106,000 points there for Action, 88,000 for Ample. Units produced 450 to 281 in favor of the Zerg. Kill-death ratio, 241 to 156. Not bad. Not bad math here, but this is the problem. Outspent 39,000 to 28,000 resources in 18 minutes. Yeah, the third base was a little bit late for Ample. His second base was ravaged, and yeah, third base happily secured from Action at the time he wanted it to be. His fourth base came up. He got a fifth base there too, and he was just constantly mining. He was not defending all that much, and Ample was, and that's how this game works sometimes. Whew. Amazing. Fantastic show there from Action, and Ample played very well too. But that's going to be it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.